Good afternoon, traders, and welcome to another edition of Awesomecallstrading.com. We're going to do a recap webinar that we normally do every day just to go over some of the plays that we did in our great chat room. We had a lot of new members join us over the weekend, so very thankful for that. And we had some traders come back home to, our home for a while, so that was really nice there as well. And just you really enjoying a nice Monday to get us started for the week. I have a feeling we're going to have an incredible week of trading, lots of ideas. And I'm your host for the next 10, 15 minutes. I'm AJ Trader 7. I'm known as the real AJ. AJ Trader 7. 7 is my lucky number. I just kind of want to give a brief thing before I begin showing a few ideas. A lot of traders, when you listen to these webinars, you always, I don't think sometimes a lot of you understand what it takes to get up in the morning and really just do research. And basically, it's like this. When you look at fly on the wall, these are analysts, and an analyst will give a report on one stock, what they think the stock will do down the road, why they think the stock is more value. They'll do an intense report to tell their investors at the bank, hey, we think, for instance, Moss should be upgraded to $30 a share. We think Netflix should be, at Piper says it's worth, 440 into earnings or something like that. I mean, there's these analysts put out these upgrades left and right, and that's what they get paid for. Some of these analysts get paid 150 to $1 million, depending on what banks they work for, and you know, and what I do is you have to read the reports every morning, and it's just part of the process of trying to find quality trades and ideas. Well, what I do is I go beyond what an analyst does. I will actually find the idea for the traders, and then I have to find 12 of them. I have to find 10, minimum 10, at least 12. And what I do, is then once I find the gap up or the idea, so let's just say a stock is up 60% today, 50%. I have to go in as a professional day trader. I just want you to understand my job. I have to go in and dissect that news. I have to look at it and give a solid opinion what I think the stock is going to do for that day, for that moment. I want you to, and I'm not talking like an Apple, it should pop here and then boom, here's the lines and there you get paid. Called it perfect. Look at my AMD trade. It went up 60 cents because the market was up. Okay. you know, when you're in this level of trading in awesome calls, that's kind of standard. I mean, come on. Market's gapping up, gaps up 50 to 100 points. Don't you think you're going to get a nice pop out of the gate and then a sell off or a gap fill? I mean, don't you think Facebook or Apple's going to move up like this, off of news when the market's up? I mean, these are basic, fundamentals of, to me, standard day trading. Alibaba, I mean, breakout pop, market's up, green for the day, and just let it run. But what I try to do is I like to find also news events, things like for instance, CTRV. Today, this is our number one pick. And believe it or not, I have to look at it and really read the news. And I read it off the scans. So on top of reading hundreds and hundreds of reports, I also have to take the time to read these gap ups. And it takes hours and hours of research. Then I have to read it in a sense that I have to make a decision. Like here is this. You see this? This is a press release for CTRV. All right. You see how intense it is? I have less than 20 seconds to evaluate this trade. And my decision on a trade like this, for instance, because of the professionalism that I provide for the 16 years as a veteran, I can look at this, and the stock is trading at what, $16 this morning in pre-market. I can actually look at it and say, this is a $10 stock. Short the stock to 10 all day fader. because I can read the news. In other words, I can read through bullshit. 99% of these chat rooms out there don't take the time to read this stuff, and they won't. So they will ignore a call like this. They have no desire to trade something like this. The other rooms that like to these, what they'll do is they'll just use lines. They'll just kind of tell you, well, if it falls below this death zone line or some bullshit line that they call, if it breaks this, it should fade. But put your stops here. With us in this room, we read through the trade. Do you understand the difference? There's, you know, there's chart readers that could say, well, if it breaks this area here, it should snap. We can short this if it breaks this. And then they'll cover here or they'll cover here and then say, okay, the trade's done. But in Awesome Calls Trading, I want you to look at the difference, okay? So from the moment I get up, I look at the gap up, right? And it's running. So Janny's running the room in the morning. Janny is our moderator from Greece. He's been in the room for 6 years, all right? He's an amazing trader. He's one of the best short sellers in the world, but he likes to play these long in the morning. So he'll guide traders pre-market that can trade pre-market, like part-timers like Palmer and so forth. So they'll come in. But what I like about these kind of trades is the ability that I can look at it, and as it's running at 18.19 and I read the news, I've already determined the stock is a $10 stock. It's done. This is a short to 10. It's an all-day fader, but the stock is going to hit 10. How do I know that? Because I read the bullshit. Where in these typically other rooms, like I said, once it curls up, they're pretty much done. Or they'll start scalp shorting it 53, 45, 60 times. And it's a hit and miss at that point. But in our room, what we do is we teach the fundamentals of understanding through the news. And so what I do is I give a report or an analyst report to the day traders in the chat room. And I indicate to them, okay, on this particular trade, in my opinion, this is rehashed news that I've seen many times on this stock. I would start leaning into it short if it pushes to 17. Okay. In other words, for me on this stock, when it was sitting, I think at I believe $14, $15. I think it was actually sitting at 16. I said I won't long the stock unless it hits 17. If it hits 17, I'll long it. But if it starts to yank at the open and hold, this stock is going to slow fade to 10. That's it. So what it does is, because I've done the work and the research, and how do I do the work and the research? I read the report. I read why it's up. You don't, and you won't. In some cases, that's why you hire a chat room, because you just look at the owner of the room to say, tell me what to do with it, because I have no fucking clue what to do with it. You just tell me what to do with it, and I'll trade it. And there's a lot of traders that like that. They want to be spoon-fed and just being told. What I try to do is go beyond that, because I look at every trader in Awesome Calls Trading as a leader, that they have the ability to understand the news, and they have such conviction on the trade that when they do take the trade, they can take size. And size is everything in our business. This is how we get paid. And size is, yes, if you're unsure, you take 50 to 100 shares short. But if you're sure about it, that's when you start leaning into 500, 1,000, 2,000 shares. And if you really have the conviction and you can find the shares, those guys will put in 5 or 10,000 shares. All right? And as you go down that ladder of conviction and size, there are very few traders in the world that can do that. And we're one of them. Okay? Well, you don't have to trade and scalp it 50,000 times because you're unsure where it's going to go. In Awesome Calls Trading, it was clear from the moment it hit. So when we made it our number one pick, I would not long the stock unless it hits 17. Then I run it to 20. In my opinion, once it breaks 15, the stock goes to 10. That's it. This is rehashed over 5 different ways. I'm not convinced by this crap at all. Dump it. Okay, so again, I've become an analyst. I wrote a report, just like Apple at Credit Suisse. All right, I write a report. I spell it out. I give entries, exits, where it's going to go, and why. Now you look at the trade. And this is just one of 12. All right, here it is at 19, breaking down. I said, here's the opening bell. Ding, 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 ding. Remember what I said? And I have many, many traders that are coming from different rooms that are being told to long the stock. All right, and they're still listening to those rooms. I must have been asked 15 times, should I long it? Should I long it? Should I long it? No, no, no. Wait. It must break through 17 for us to get through 20. If it doesn't break and it snaps 15 at the open, okay, if it pulls to 15, start leaning into short with size and walk it down to $10. Okay, so in the first hour of trading, it already hit 12. If you had 1,000 shares at 15, based on what I told you the direction of the stock, where it was going to go, and why, you would have made $3,000 today on $15,000 buying power. Okay, from here to here, hit 12, and you cover. If you had 500 shares or $7,500 buying power, you made $1,500. Now, I said it would be an all-day fader to 10. So far, it's hit 11 and based. In my opinion, it's still not done. And it's thinning up. I think we'll snap and we'll clear the 10 before the end of the day. All because I was able to dissect and read through the news. Okay? Once you understand how to read through the news, read through the bullshit, read through the PRs, this is where you start to elevate your game into a whole nother level of trading. You're no longer being taught, well, scalp here 15 cents. Oh, I got 10 cents. Oh, I got the top tick here. I got 9 cents. Oh, I got 8 cents. Oh, I just got 6,000 shares at 4 cents. You know, wouldn't it be better to be calm, go in with a couple thousand shares, pull a point, cover 1,000, pull a point, cover 1,000, and while everyone's panicking, covering, thinking, "Oh my God, it's turning up! Oh my God, oh my God!" Traders and Awesome Calls go, "What are you doing, dude? Why don't you calm the fuck down? Why don't you relax? Fucker's going to 10. Didn't you read the PR?" I'm telling you, one trader in here that understands this stuff can run circles in these small cap rooms. The comments that they put out compared to what we do are night and day because they don't read the news. They just look at the chart and try to go for there. And so they panic trade. They commission burn. They size in. If it pops 10 cents, they're out. Could you imagine that, trying to trade like that? It's so much easier to understand the news and know where the stock's going to do. And we do this every single day. We made this the number one pick. Here's another trade. Now I'm going to go to a different extreme. Now I'm going to show you an upgrade. All right, so this is Deer. Now, Deer is gapping up. See the gap up? Again, 99% of your chat rooms will not touch a trade like this. One, they don't understand it. Two, they don't want to play it because if they're wrong, they look stupid. So they don't want to trade something like this. They just ignore a gap up of 2 points and go, whatever. Yeah, we don't need to trade that. Let's go trade Apple. It's so much easier. Okay. In my world, I love these trades because this is what creates really a lot of option buying. If you have an upgrade, let's say from Bank of America, it's telling you Deer's worth 200. Don't you want to buy 160, 170 calls and make what, 400, 500% on a swing? I mean, duh. But as a day trade that I do on equity, I will just simply play the points and I'll do 200, 300 shares, you know, maybe 350 shares, depending on how it sets up. But therein lies is the trade itself. How do you even trade this? Well, you closed at 150, 150, and you're sitting at 153.30. So how does a professional day trader come in and go, Friday's closed, Monday's open? Why is it up? Well, let's take a look. Why is it up? So we go to Deer, determine why it's up first, and we see down here that a tier 3 firm, a tier 2, has upgraded the stock to 175.29. Now that you know why it's up, now you have to become the professional day trader, the analyst now. You have to take what the analysts write and put it in perspective to a day trader. Do you understand the fundamentals of what I'm trying to teach you? Once you understand this, you're a leader. You're not a follower. You're not sheep. You're a teacher of the trade. Okay, so how does AJ trade this? How does this incredible trader, gifted trader, just look at this and say what to do? You know what I said? I look at the gap up, I see the price target, I understand the analyst because I understand analyst, right? I turn around, I come over to notes, right? And I indicate, okay, traders, what Deer's going to do today is Deer is going to, um, it's going to actually open, and if it could pop to 140, 154.50. This is where I'm seeing the stock is going to go today, to 156. That's where I see the stock going today. But I would lean into it short at 153, give it room to 154, and gap fill this. See how I write gap fill? Back down to 152.20. And then I'm going to do a slow move right back to these highs. You listen to what I'm saying now. I'm teaching you how to trade the stock. I'm indicating the price targets, where to enter the trade. Once you understand this, that's where your size comes in. You can play 250, 350, 400, 1,000, 800, whatever your account can handle. I'm just telling you where to enter. How good are we? Remember when I wrote the stock will come down to 152.20, bottom curl and go long to 154.50 to 156? Okay, so what's the average of that? About 155, 155.20 if you take the 2 and divide it. You want to see where it went? You come down here, pop it up. Now look at the trade. Ding, 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 ding. Guess where it went? 152.26. And guess where it touched? 155.20. You see how professional this room is and precise? It allows a trader to go in at any given time and just take a trade without having to worry about where the stock is going to go or not go. Okay, let's do another one. Let's do Chewy. Now, this is where talent comes in, pure talent. All right, this is a recent IPO, so you can only go back less than 5 days on this chart. That's it. That's your chart. That's all you can do. So this morning, Chewy was kind of gapping up 30 cents. You see this? It closed here, and in pre-market, it went down, which this is what I teach traders in the room. When I see it pull like that, stock is in play. I'm looking more to short the stock. When it starts to move in pre-market and I see it up only 30 cents, that tells me to short the stock. Now I determine, based on my experience of 16 years day trading, looking at a chart that's only traded for 3 days, 2 days, and I have to determine to everyone in the chat room where the stock's going to pull to and where it will bounce. I want you to take a look. Okay? Now I go to Chewy and I to the entire chat room. On Chewy is down here. There's Chewy. This is only gapping up 30 cents. I like to see any pop at the open. It's 35, 36, or 37, but I want the sell-off to come back to 33. I want 33 and under, and then I want you to go long. All right. If the stock to 34.50 at the open, it's going straight to 33, and then you could bottom curl and go long. I've determined the bottom of the stock for the day. How do I do that? And you can't. 16 years of trading. Imagine staring at charts for 16 years, reading news, reading analysts, reading IPOs, understanding. This is what you can't get in these other rooms. And you won't. For every 6 months a year they add to there, we're adding, now we'll be 17 years. Now we'll be 18 years. We'll be 20. There'll be 3. There'll be 4. There'll be 2. You can't hide experience. This is why we're so precise. And myself, I've changed over the last 6 years in this room. I've become more precise on the calls. I was evaluated years ago when I started the room. I was about an 82 to 85% person on notes. Now I'm live every day, and I'm averaging at 90, 94, 92, 93% a day. It's very hard for me ever to get at 100, and it's rare for me. I can maybe do it once or twice a month. where everything is right on point, right on target. But, typically I'm usually 1 or 2 off, or I'm right there at 90, 93%. Today, I believe the room gave me 95%. So now, we're looking for Chewy to come down to 33, and then we're going to take it back to 34.50. Now let's take a look how it played out. Are you ready? Chewy. Ding, 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 ding. Traders were going short. They saw it snap. Remember I said 34.50? It broke the bear flag right here. You see this bear flag coming down? This is called a bear flag. Once it pulls and breaks the bear flag, just like an uptrend where it's getting ready to, we're scalping to the long side, where it's got a flag ready to break out. This is a bear flag break out to the downside. So I immediately recognized that if it snaps, it hits 34.50. I needed it to go right below this 34.60 area. Snap that, size in, short. So immediately in pre-market and at the open, traders were taking short size. Okay, they were leaning into it short, all right, based on the call. Now I said the stock will come to $33. Look at the stock, $33. Then I said what? Now the stock will go back up to 34.50. Watch what it does. Boom, boom. You see how the stock came down to 30? Where'd it go? All right, so right here, 33, 34.50. It hit 34.41. You see that? All within minutes. Now we have some really heavy traders in here. I'm talking traders that will take 5,000 short, 3,000 long, 5,000 long, 6,000 short, 4,000 long. This is their kind of trade. They just need to know where it's going to go. And so I give them the guidance that they're searching for. Then they line it up technically wise. They agree with it. If they don't agree with it, then they'll just observe it, watch it, take it long, and bam, we hit the targets. For you as a trader, you come in, you take a couple hundred shares short, 300, you pull it down 1.5 you make 450, go back to bed. You're done for the day. It's that simple. It's that simple. Okay? Let me show you another one. FVRR. And this is another recent IPO. Okay? Now this one was a little bit more tricky because you can see how it was difficult to read. You've got a gap down pre-market, then a gap back up. Now you're above the gap. Okay? Now you're up. Now it's up again. So this tells me, this thing right here, if you look, this between here and here tells me the stock is in play. This is the range I'm going to trade the stock today. Now, how do I set it up for everyone in the chat room? So I'm looking at $33 here, and I'm looking at 35. So you know what I said? Based on what I see here and how it traded on Friday, how we're going to trade it today, I feel, so again, you see how it pulled and sold off Friday? Then it gapped up, moved up, down, all over the place. You see all that? So the stock was here sitting at what, 33? And it had pulled all the way to 31 in pre-market. So 31 to 33. This is the range I want to trade the stock. How do I trade it? So I tell everyone in the chat room, if this pulls at the open, I believe I said 31.50, long it. The stock will go up to 34.50, I believe. Hold on. Let's double check what I said. It's really important. FVRR, item number, there it is. Any pop towards 34, in my opinion, short the stock. Once it hits 31.50, go long for 1 to 2 points. If it snaps 31, it's going to 29. So I wanted traders to be aware. In other words, if it 31.50 is your long, so a bottom chrome go long for quick 2 points. Okay, so that means the stock will go to 33.50 fast, and I mean fast. But be careful on your size. This tells the traders, careful on your size, because if it snaps 31, it's gone. It goes straight to 29, and you're done. So I let the trader be aware so he knows how to size it properly. Once it hits 29, the stock will bounce. But 31.50 will be the key. If 31.50 holds, long it. Now you go to the trade. Ready? Ding, 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 ding. Stock pulls, and look where it pulled to. 31.50. See it? 31.55. Bottom curl it. Now what are you going to do? And what did I say? Fast money. Look. Whoop, in just a matter of minutes, and you're done for the day. Within 20, 19, 18 minutes, look at the clock, look at the timeline. Look at the clock right there. In 18 minutes, if you had bought at 31.50 per the notes, bought 1,000 shares, you made $2,400, and you're done for the day. One trade, one execution, and you're finished. Everything was laid out for every trader in the room like this. This is what we do. Okay? This is the difference between this room and all the others. And we go through this step by step on trade after trade after trade after trade after trade. And it's because we research and we do the homework to teach the traders how to read through the news. And once you determine that, you can become incredible. And we trade everything from bios to analysts to upgrades to mergers to acquisitions to potential sales, um, missed earnings, upside guidance, you know. We do it all in here. And every day we challenge the traders to keep understanding the trade. When you see a lot of these, and what I love about our room is the amount of people that talk about our room every day that are in here. And you see them too. They come in here, they make their trades, and they're proud. They're proud to do videos, executions, show, talk about. They bring in, Noel brought in this trader today. Look at this trader today, Kevin. Look at what Kevin did today. Look how he traded. Now, CTRV didn't work for him, but Kevin's a seasoned trader. Been doing this for many years, has a large account. So he went after Beyond because Beyond, I'm not sure if you can handle this, but on the Beyond call, I really want you to look at this last call that I did. See how I did Beyond? Now, Beyond was gapping up. All right. I told everyone when the stock was sitting at 160, 162, the stock was going to hit 167 at the open. Now imagine that for a second. You have to ask yourself for a second, how the fuck do you know that? I swear to God. So how do we know that? And the way we know that is because we understand how this stock trades. We know that if a stock is gapping up 5 to 8 points, you're going to squeeze even more. And so what I do is I try to give the trader enough range where that stock's going to end up at. It's not a short today. Nowhere did I say this was a short. But what happens is a lot of these rooms, they sit there and they see the gap up 8, 9 points, and they're immediately trying to short the stock because they don't understand the stock fundamentally. They look at the chart and go, well, the chart says it should break down. And I never once said short this stock today. Not one time, not one iota out of my mouth. When the stock was sitting at 160 in pre-market, I immediately started to type in my notes, and I said right here, this stock will fly to 167 or more at the open. When it does, it's going to pull 5 to 10 points. When it pulls 5 to 10, quickly go long the stock. You don't believe me? Look how I wrote it. Ready? Beyond. Stock is going to fly at the open and rip. I didn't say it's going to go slowly. Fuck that shit. I said this thing is going to rip to 167, so be the fuck ready. And I said it was going to pull 10 points. Once it snaps the pullback, look for a bottom curl and go long again. This is going to be super fast. I don't fuck around when I'm in here, traders. This is real money from real traders that are trading real money. So what does this trader do? He starts playing it long with size. He makes 368, sells 100, 568. Look how many points this person has made. Points, 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 points. I see about $2,400 worth of money here, just on Beyond alone. Because he followed the notes. And he did it quickly. And where did it rip to? 168. So imagine taking size like he did and just selling the way up. That's how you make thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in here. And then I said it would only pull, um, what, 5 to 10 points? And it pulled 8. Bottom curled it, and guess where we went? Back to highs. Did I say short the stock? Never said short the stock. That's how special we are in here. Okay? So that's today's webinar. I just wanted to kind of briefly go over these things with you, show you little things that we did this morning in the room, so you have an understanding why you're seeing so many positive tweets today. You want to check out our room? All you got to do, go to any of the links, click it, and you're here. It's $25 a day, and $100 for a week, and $6 a day for $197. All right, kick-ass room traders. See you tomorrow. Take care. Bye bye.